Hello world, welcome, 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 or welcome back. I'm Goddess Dawn. It's Friday. Yes, September 4th, 2020. Baby, happy Friday to you. Look, I'm not here for a long time. I got my sisters Priscilla and Kim here also. I just want to come real quick to recap that mess of an oral argument, if you want to call it, for R. Kelly's bond. They had the appeal hearing this morning. And yeah, we all listened and we came to chime in real quick. So I'm on borrowed time because I have work in an hour, but I just wanted to basically come through. I personally felt that the prosecution had very strong arguments to back up why he shouldn't get bond. I think some of the judges, I think there were 3 of them. I think a couple of them weren't even trying to hear the defense arguments. And I think the defense was an embarrassment, in my opinion. They were very weak. They sounded like they were begging instead of presenting things in a legal, logistical way. But I'm gonna hand it over to Kim, Miss Kim. Miss Kim. Okay, while we waiting on. Okay, good morning. Hey, I want to say, let me say hi to a couple people real quick in the chat. Peter Forever, good morning. Victorious, yes, I agree. That was embarrassing, and I can't wait to trial now because now I'm very confident that the prosecution is going to smash the defense. I'm talking smash like a what is that truck, that big thing, steamroller. It's going to steamroll the defense. Okay, Kim, go ahead with your feedback about this hearing this morning. Go ahead, Kimmy.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yay. Okay. My feedback is the defense argument is weak.
She's like, that's all I got to say. Let me drop the mic on that.
I'm glad Brooklyn is going first. The judge, the best part that and they do have a weak argument. They kept bringing up Avalani. The judge hit him with a head buster, which I told the attorneys to explain about R. Kelly smuggling letters, threatening victims. Oh, they got the stuttering. Doug Anton couldn't talk straight for nothing. But Greenberg said instead of letting him out on bail, you'd have the marshals monitor the meeting when setting. And
I know you took notes. Give you a second. I just want to chime in real quick. So the Kim.
Technical monitoring is no good because R. Kelly would just have somebody authorized to use it. Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me just chime in real quick. I just want to say that the main argument I'm hearing from the defense is that they don't have the opportunity to have time with their client to go over their defense to strategize. And my thing with that is that's what y'all getting paid for. That's what you there for. What is he going to do in order to help you strategize? Like you said, and I think Green or whoever that was arguing about him being not being able to read or write. And then he stopped himself because he didn't want to make it too clear that your deaf and dumb and bummy ass client can't read or write. But you want to argue that you need to have him out so he can help you strategize his own defense. Get the fuck out of here. That nigga can't strategize nothing but how to manipulate and coerce and rape and abuse women. So that argument, and that was the only argument I heard from them. So with that said, the judge or one of the judges came back and said, well, that sounds like a trial management issue and not a bond issue or a trial issue. You need to get with the district and make sure that you guys set aside certain time to spend with your client, whether it's on FaceTime, video, whatever it is. And I'm gonna tell you this, that attorney that he had, Nicole, what was her name? Nicole, that lady that he No, no, no. I'm talking with the defense attorney, Nicole. I can't think of her last name, the one with the long black hair.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
All right. So she actually, somebody, Nicole, yes, Becker. She interviewed after his so-called attack. After his so-called attack, she interviewed with somebody and she said she was on FaceTime with him. So if she was on FaceTime with him, not at the time of the attack, Priscilla, I'm talking about after the fact, because she was saying
Yeah, I saw the interview. Yeah.
it was either right before or right after. So my thing, what I got from that is that he got plenty of time to communicate with people. He's on FaceTime with her. She's not even a main factor as far as I'm concerned. So why are you arguing? He's getting all kinds of communications. So that's some bullshit right there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
Go-
I agree.
so go ahead and finish saying what you were saying.
Hi everybody. Hi chat. Goddess.
What's up, Priscilla?
Kim, my sister warrior. I want to just add on two things that you said. I think it was Farinella. Or I can't think of the other, Michael something. It might have been him. One of them was so nervous and tongue-tied, like he was about to just have an anxiety attack before us. That's what I felt the way they were talking. But when they were talking about that they can't meet him, the female judge on the Court of Appeals, she wasn't playing, okay? She cut people off when she got tired of hearing. And, of course, at the end, she thanked them and told them they did a good job, but she did not want to hear it. In fact, when they were mentioning about the time, the male judge on the appeals court said, well, what if this date is set for next June? You're going to tell me that you're not going to have enough time again to meet with your client? So he shut him down on that.
Oh, yeah, they got shut down.
Also, yeah, you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
And then he also was very careful, and I think that was Michael, our case attorney. He said, and my client can't read. He did not mention write or writing. And I said, they got letters from him and emails from him.
He caught himself. Listen.
Go back and listen to it. No. He did not say my client cannot read or write. He said my client cannot read.
Yeah, but he was about to say right, and he caught himself. I distinctly remember that.
And as an English instructor, if you can't read, you can't write. And if you can't write, you can't read. They go together.
Right.
You understand? He might not be the best reader, but he's on some kind of elementary style. He can read, not maybe court lingo, but that's what his attorneys are for. Okay, some other little just notes that I picked up on. The female lady on the appeals court when I don't know which one, it might have been Greenberg was talking, and he was going on and on about the government did not prove, had no evidence of the witness obstruction, and that the three actors, he called them actors, if they had any evidence, they would have already wrote an arrest warrant. But they already indicted them. I thought that was kind of, they're already indicted. They might not have been arrested, but they were charged,
They were arrested. They were arrested and bonded out, I believe. Well, at least, what's his name did, Don.
Right. And the female judge cut Greenberg off and said, the government and Greenberg was, I guess, standing there visualizing this, and said, but did not you respond to the government about this recent witness tampering or obstruction of justice? And the government was getting back. She said, no, not you. You. And I'm here just visualizing her pointing or nodding at him no, you.
I'm sure they're used to that.
And I could just visualize it, and he was stampering and trying to respond again about no evidence. And the last point I want to make was them attorneys got rights. Greenberg has rights for R. Kelly's life story. So that's how he's going to get paid. You know, this is the biggest sexual abuse trial in our current to, you know, past for, I mean, I don't even, since I've been around, I don't recall something just as big sexual abuse wise. And she no, they were talking about the evidence, and they were complaining in a sense to the judge, saying, well, if we could just get him out for 3 days, you know, to go with this evidence. And
just in time enough for him to commit suicide and also convince Joy to do the same with him. No, thank you.
Exactly. And the last thing I want to say about that, and I'm done, is that I think it's almost a money thing. Think about what they said. There's this is the defense attorney's talking response. There's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of documents. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of evidence.
And he can't read or write, so he can't help you with none of that.
So what that tells me is they won't pay no clerk or no law student $15 an hour or $20 an hour to take them boxes, take them over to their office, make copies of the thousands and thousands and thousands of documents, and then have to pack them back up and send them back over. They don't even want to look at this man's documents with what he's charged with. And I'm done.
Well, look.
All right, everybody. I'm going in the chat.
Okay, thank you, love. Thank you. Listen, I just want to say,
love you, Sister Kim Warrior. All right.
I just want to say that the judge made a point to say it took you a whole minute to list the reasons why he shouldn't be out on bond. And that went with all of the things that we know him to be capable of or have done, which is the bribery, the kidnapping, they say forced labor, Mann Act, multiple charges, minor victims. Somebody needs to hit that mute button, please. Hit your mute button, please. Oh, geez. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn you down. Okay. So like I said, multiple charges with minor victims. And it says that the judge said that the defendant failed to rebut the presumption. This is a presumption case. He's being held under the presumption of all of these allegations because the evidence is so strong and so heavy. The judge put out there that y'all failed to rebut the presumption in the first place. So why are we here now? And they tried to allude to the fact that he has not had any access to his attorneys, when in actuality it's really been just since COVID, which the prosecution pointed out has been about since March. So they're misleading the judges even here. And that just says to me, and it confirms that they are just as shady as their client. And I'm really tired of all these bullshit ass motions and all these attempts to, I don't even know, I guess manipulate the public so that they can get jurors who are dumb enough to believe any of the crap that, especially the ops, I'll call them, the other side, the P-Hive YouTubers are spewing. It's all bullshit. And I think, okay, Priscilla, you said you were going in the chat, but you're still on the line, boo. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. I'm hearing a lot of noise. There it is. Okay, so Kimmy, you there? Okay. So I'm just looking at my notes. So yeah, one of the judges basically I think two of the judges were really kind of like, look, this is not a situation of where he needs to be out. This is something you need to deal with the district. And this is what these professional attorneys and judges should be able to do. I don't see why he can't, like I think Peter said, yes, right here on the screen, book a conference room or a courtroom to meet the judge as the judge suggested. They can do Zoom videos.
Can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay.
They can do Zoom. They can do all kinds of different things. We are in 2020. Technology is a beast. There's a lot of different options and alternatives for he and his attorneys to commiserate. Now, they're trying to play that he's dumb. So how are you saying that? And at the same time saying you need to strategize with him in order to have a fair trial? It doesn't make any sense. So Kim, yeah, I was just seeing if you had anything else to add. I know you were taking notes. And you're gone again. Okay, so the other question that came up is, why is he in Illinois and not New York when his trial in New York, it seems to be the one that they're talking about here. And the prosecution explained that he was arrested in Illinois and his original trial date was the Illinois case for the first case. But because of logistical issues, there's currently no trial date, but it's going to be scheduled, she said, at the next status conference. She also...
No, I think we hit it on everything. Between me and Priscilla, that was everything.
Okay, Kim, I'm talking. I'm still talking now. Okay, well, I appreciate y'all chiming in. Thank you very much. But yeah, so I just want to say also, there's, tried to play upon the fact that we don't even know when trial is. Well, in the last status conference, Greenberg was heard asking for a December case. He wanted to be around the holidays, as somebody like him would. Somebody who likes, to be in the limelight. This is all he's doing, is milking all this shine he's getting from these cases. And they're going to string this stuff along so they can continue to fatten their pockets. That's really the bottom line. As soon as he goes to prison, all that money flow stops. And that includes these YouTubers and everything else. What they're going to be raising money for after that. He has plenty of money in his commissary, from what I understand. Last time they reported, he had thousands of dollars in there. So I'm just looking at my notes before I end this vent, because I'm really mad about this stuff. It's just a waste of time. It's a waste of our money as taxpayers. And I'm just, I wish they would just get their shit together. It's just a really sad and embarrassing situation for R. Kelly. Obviously he wasn't there, but I'm wondering, did he listen to this? Was he kicking his feet at the wall and, balled up and mad about this? Because it was embarrassing. If I had attorneys that did something like that, that presented their arguments in that way, I think it was Farinella. He sounded like he was begging. He was about to break out into one of his R&B songs. It was ridiculous. But yeah, so that's pretty much the gist of it. They were basically, the defense was basically just very focused on not having access to their client. And I think Kim pointed out that even before COVID, they weren't taking advantage of that access that they had with him at that time. So I don't understand what the problem is. You know what I mean? They just need to get it together. And I don't want to see no more of these appeal bond questioning situation. Don't ask for bond no more. Just go to court, go to trial, and then go to prison where you're destined to be. That's where you're going. You're going to prison, dude. All right. I think I'm gonna cut it. Unless you got something to say, Kim. I think you're still on the phone. Oh, I do want to say too that the judge, not the prosecution, brought up that the fact that he has been accused of misconduct in prison. I heard something about threatening an inmate. I heard about the smuggling of the mail. We know that he has been on the phone for a couple of times that they know of, unauthorized, and his calls are supposed to be authorized and recorded. His mail is supposed to be reviewed. That's what all prisoners do. It's nothing new for him. This is all standard for all people in jail. Same with the whole attorney situation and COVID. Nobody is exempt from being able to do anything different than R. Kelly is. So why they want to single him out like he's something special while he's up in there is beyond me. He ain't special. Okay, this guy, yeah, he has some hit songs. He made a career for himself in the music business. That reign is over. That reign is over. He hasn't even had a hit in a hella long time anyway. Who is even thinking about this guy? He's disgusting. And from what we know, he stinks. He makes people eat shit. He is just a nasty individual, and he needs to stay where he's at. Period. The end. Okay, I'm gonna be mad if I forget something. I don't want to rush out before I review every single note here, because you know, I don't be going live in the morning like this. This is a special thing. How's everybody doing in the chat? Happy Friday to you. Yes, happy Friday, happy Labor Day weekend. Monday's a holiday, at least for me. I've been working from home. I'm excited about this weekend. Priscilla said thousands and thousands and thousands of documents. Hey, Priscilla, I think we found your new screen name. Thousands of documents. Yeah, that's what Greenberg said. I don't even think they realize how ridiculous they sounded that everybody in the whole world heard that. I want to say that Sly Fox lady was playing this thing on her live. She was playing that video on her live, and I think that was, I don't know if that was legal. I mean, I understand the link is public. There was a public link, so I will say that, but I don't know to actually broadcast the hearing worldwide. I don't know if that's a good idea, but you know, people do what they do. I just thought that was kind of like bold on her part, but she seems to be a bold person, huh? All this stuff I'm hearing about her lately, child. But yeah, that's all they had to say. Restricted access, like he's something special. Everybody has restricted access. He's in jail. He's not going to have full access to anything. His whole life is restricted access right now. So what is the real argument? They sounded like they were scared to face R. Kelly after this stuttering when the judge asked, what about that threatening and obstruction stuff he was doing recently that the government has claimed, and they want to say there's no evidence to that. That's their first thing they say all the time. There's no evidence to that. And then while they're saying that, they got stacks and miles and miles and mountains of evidence right there next to them, but they got a blind eye to it and a blind ear and a blind brain, apparently. And so all I want to say with all this is that it's looking good for the prosecution. I was really impressed, honestly. She did a little stammering, just a little bit. I think sounded like her voice was going out. I think that was Elizabeth Geddes, if I'm not mistaken. But she sounded very strong and confident, and it sounded to me like she had a lot of arsenal in her rear pocket. And I just, you know, I didn't feel, coming from that hearing, I didn't feel any less confident that he's going to go to jail. He's going to go to prison. He's going to get convicted and go to prison. And at his age, if he does get out, he will be a very old man. We've seen that picture of that old man behind bars with his likeness. And I predict that is who we're going to see 20, 30 years from now. So he just needs to get used to where he's at and understand that, you know, that whole life he had before this is over. That mess he pulled in 2008, that ain't going to fly. We are in a whole new era today. And I wish he would try some more stuff, honestly, because they really do need to just obviously show and prove that this is a lost cause for him. Sugar Brown 37. She's saying she's dumbfounded by that Free R. Kelly march a few weeks ago. I think we all are dumbfounded by that. Mike says the Beehive Enterprise thinks our Lee is getting out of jail today. They thought he was. You know, I was looking at the chat while I was listening on the Silver Fox's channel, and they support him. And so in the chat in the very beginning, they were very confident and gung-ho, let him free. Oh yeah, tell him. And then when the prosecution started talking, they started begging, they started praying. Lord, please touch the judges' hearts. Touch the judges' hearts. The judges aren't going by hearts and feelings. The judges are going by the law. That's what these people don't seem to understand. Like, are you serious right now? I don't understand why they think that's okay to support somebody with these types of charges and expect the judges to have a heart. I'm sorry, y'all. This is it's comical. This is a whole circus. And I went live last night too. And so if you missed that, please go check that out after this. But somebody said in that chat that oh damn, I done lost my train. But somebody basically said in that chat that, let me think. I done lost my train of thought. I was doing too much. I'm having too much fun with this. But man, I don't even want to waste any more of my time reading these motions. I see everybody trying to read these motions now, and it is not a good look. I hope when I was really doing it before everybody else was, just to put it out there, that I didn't sound like some of these people. Because if you really don't have a clear understanding of what you're reading, you need to have comprehension along with your reading when you want to read, because otherwise it just sounds like you're just jumbling words together. You know, it's not a good look. So Miss Kim brought up in the chat last night that Aaliyah, there's a book coming out on October 2nd, I believe. And Kim, can you put that in the chat, the name of the book? I think I'm going to go ahead and do a book reading on the book. I'm going to add another element to this channel and start doing readings or books, not tarot. And also, speaking of the tarot, I'm going to be back on that too. My plan is to come Sunday with a new reading. And I don't know yet if I'm going to revisit any of the people in this circus, whether R. Kelly, Joy, or, you know, am I going to step out of this situation and do a reading on someone else who has passed? But I'll figure that out. And the same thing with the meditations. I'm coming back with those too, probably also on Sunday. So hopefully you guys are subscribed. Go ahead and like this video too for me, because those likes do help. I got a lot of haters out there. I got at least maybe a handful of dislikes every video. And if I didn't have those dislikes, I would be actually worried, because I love my haters. I need them people. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Mike said Goddess was the first one reading the motions and indictments on these YouTube streets. Let them know, Mike. Yeah, let them know. Because, you know, it's people out here, they really want to make it seem like they're the only ones that read shit. But I think I was reading stuff before some people was even on YouTube. Let me just put that out there. Yeah, go look at my archives and you will see the camera directly on the paperwork as I'm flipping pages and reading discovery outlines and all of that. So let's not get all that twisted. But Peter said elementary on the carpet reading the motions. Man. Okay, so the book title is A Case for Murder for Aaliyah. So like I said, October 2nd, I think is that drop date. I plan on having that book, and we can even start it on the day it drops. I'll be very happy to make that a plan. L, good enough. Welcome back. You kind of missed this. I would just, you know, we were just recapping that hearing from the appeals court this morning. R. Kelly's attorneys sounding like some bumbling fools. And at least one or two of those attorneys seemed like they had their number. They were not having it. I think the male judge seemed a little like questiony, but I think they have to do that. You know, they got to put on some type of air that they actually are going to think about this. Wink, wink. Yeah, let us deliberate on this, and we're going to get back to you. I guarantee you, as soon as those mics were turned off, they had a good laugh, and they were basically like, yeah, he ain't going nowhere. All that obstruction and Mad Act and underage this and bribery and forced labor. I mean, the list was so long. It was long. He ain't going nowhere. And if he gets out, what is Greenberg? He had a suggestion too. It wasn't that he get out, but that he be monitored or something to that effect. So they can't control that man. They make it seem like if he gets bond, they're going to be able to watch his every mood and control what he does and who he deals with and sees. And that's not the case. And I said this last night on my live, and I don't even like speaking out on this type of darkness, but I do very much see him trying to do a suicide thing. I really do. So he needs to stay where he's at. And if he's going to go ahead and do an Epstein, let him do it in jail. You know. Yo, Nikki. The live from this morning is definitely there. I did not remove it. See, this is what YouTube does. They play games with me. I knew it. No, Nikki, it's there. You just go to my channel. It's there. It's a live. So you're going to have to make sure you're looking at, there's a drop down that asks you if you want to see uploads or lives, I think. So you got to pick the lives. But yeah, True Seeker 59, what's happening? Happy Friday. Yeah. I love Fridays. I really do. Even though I got a hell of a workload today, I got a lot to do. I have a lot going on at work. I got about 20 minutes before I'm working from home, but I got a new boss and she ain't like my old boss. She ain't like my old boss. But as long as I'm showing face, answering emails, doing all that stuff. But yeah, Nikki, yeah, it's there. It's there. I can email you a link just to make sure you get it. Yes, Truth Seeker. Let's see. Miss Kim said also Google Barry Hankerson and cross-reference the pre-details of the book, and it explains a lot. Oh, that reminds me. So last night's live, Kim brought up, we were talking about Aaliyah and Barry Hankerson and R. Kelly, and I didn't know that R. Kelly was on the island with Aaliyah when she was shooting that Rock the Boat video right before her death in the plane crash. I didn't know he was on the island, and that she was, it seems now that maybe trying to rush off because he was there and not trying to rush off to get home to Dame Dash, like I thought that was the case. So let's picture this. Aaliyah on an island with her people to shoot a video, beautiful video, Rock the Boat, right? And this stank ass is there. She gets wind that R. Kelly is on the island. And she is like, I got to get the hell up out of here. And she's probably calling Dame because I don't think Dame Dash was there on the shoot. And like, what am I supposed to do? This nigga's here. And he's like, come home, or I'm coming there, or whatever the case. But if that is the case, if R. Kelly was on that island while she was shooting that video and harassing and stalking and intimidating, trying to intimidate her, because as we've discussed, that was in 2001. He was indicted in 2002. So imagine in 2001, pre-indictment, he was being heavily and thoroughly watched and investigated, and he knew that. Aaliyah could have buried him with what she knew at the time. So, and on top of that, she was a known person who he couldn't shut up and shut down. He couldn't bribe her with his little $250,000 or whatever. Susan Loggins, can you imagine Loggins calling Aaliyah to offer her the bribe money? Aaliyah don't need R. Kelly's money, right? And she had her own visibility, and she had a very believable factor about herself. She had fans. So imagine R. Kelly, the dang devil we know him to be, showing up. Okay, somebody from work calling me, and I don't start yet. Get off me. But yeah, showing up on the island when she's shooting her video. She's surrounded by her people, but I'm sure he wasn't alone. You know, we know how he traveled. He traveled in packs, didn't he, with his goons? So imagine that. Imagine them on the island with her, trying to intimidate her, trying to make sure she don't talk to nobody, trying to make sure that, you know, she's going to have his back when it comes down to it, when it comes down to this trial that he knows is coming. He knows he's going to get indicted and arrested, and knows that he's going to have to answer to these things that they're accusing him of. And Aaliyah had the key to his fate. So I wouldn't have put it past him to go to that island and try to intimidate her. He probably planned that whole thing. He probably put the extra, made sure the extra luggage was put on that plane or whatever the case. Those feds need to investigate that island situation. They need to see, did he have anything to do with Aaliyah and her passing? And with that said, I'm going to leave it at that. You guys have a blessed Friday. Ringing the bell on that again. And holiday, I'm probably going to be back again. But go ahead and check my videos. I went live last night. I posted a little short video also. And like this video. Subscribe if you haven't. And I love y'all. Till next time. Peace.